The novels of Justinian, or novelli constitutions, represent one of the most fascinating and nuanced components of Justinian's legislative legacy. While the Corpus Juris Civilis, composed of the Codex Justinianus, the Digest or Pandex, and the Institutes, laid the groundwork for a coherent body of Roman law, the novels were a dynamic continuation, a living set of laws issued by the emperor after the compilation of the Codex in 534 CE. Unlike the Codex, which aimed to systematize existing laws, the novels were innovations, introducing new legal principles, clarifying ambiguities, and responding to social, economic, and religious developments of the Byzantine Empire. Origins and purpose. After the completion of the Corpus Juris Civilis, Justinian realized that Roman law was not static, society kept evolving. New circumstances, whether administrative, military, or social, required legal responses that the Codex could not fully anticipate. The novelli served this purpose. They were imperial decrees, constitutions, addressing issues ranging from family law and property disputes to the legal status of clergy and imperial officials. One key difference with earlier legislation is that these laws were not formally codified into a unified collection during Justinian's reign. They circulated primarily in Greek, reflecting the linguistic shift in the eastern provinces, while the Codex had been primarily Latin. Some of the novels aimed at moral and religious reform. For example, Justinian was concerned with enforcing orthodoxy in Christianity, regulating heretical movements, and curbing pagan practices. In civil matters, several novels provided protections for vulnerable groups, such as minors and women, and sought to improve administrative efficiency in provincial governance. Compilation and transmission. Unlike the Codex and Digest, which were systematically arranged and issued officially, the novels were compiled in a more ad hoc manner. During Justinian's lifetime, they were recorded individually as issued decrees. Later Byzantine scholars and jurists attempted to collect them. The most important compilation surviving today is the Greek collection of the Novelli, which consists of 168 laws issued between 535 and 565 CE. Many of these survive in partial form or through later references in legal commentaries, as the original Latin versions have often been lost. Because of this piecemeal preservation, the novels often reflect a more immediate and practical legislative intent than the high theoretical abstraction of the Digest. Jurists and administrators relied on them for day-to-day governance, especially in the eastern provinces, where Greek was the lingua franca. Their very informality made them more flexible, allowing the emperor to address pressing legal or social matters without waiting for formal codification. Major themes in the novels. 1. Family and inheritance law. The novels provide insight into Justinian's vision for family regulation. Marriage laws were refined, including strictures on dowries, the legitimacy of children, and inheritance rights. Notably, several novels reinforced women's property rights within marriage, reflecting an intention to balance patriarchal norms with protections against outright exploitation. 2. Property and contracts. Justinian issued novels to clarify ownership disputes, rental agreements, and obligations. Some addressed the treatment of landholders, particularly in regions recently reconquered from non-Roman powers, ensuring imperial taxation and property rights were respected. 3. Religious legislation. Religious conformity was central to Justinian's legal agenda. Several novels criminalized heretical practices, regulated the clergy, and protected the interests of the Orthodox Church. Religious law often intersected with civil law. For instance, clergy were exempted from certain civic duties, while pagan temples were restricted in their activities. 4. Administrative and penal law. Many novels sought to reform bureaucracy and prevent corruption. Officials' responsibilities, penalties for malpractice, and procedures for provincial administration were articulated to reduce abuses of power. The penal provisions, while harsh in some cases, often targeted fraud, bribery, and other crimes undermining public order. The impact of the novels. The novels represent both continuity and innovation in Roman law. They preserved traditional legal principles but adapted them to new social realities, including the increasing importance of Christianity, the economic challenges of a vast empire, and the administrative needs of a complex bureaucracy. Scholars often view them as a bridge between classical Roman law and Byzantine law proper, demonstrating how law evolves to meet societal needs while maintaining a sense of historical continuity. In the long term, the novels influenced both Byzantine legal practice and Western legal thought. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, Justinian's laws, especially as preserved in the Corpus Juris Civilis, were rediscovered in the 11th and 12th centuries, forming the foundation of medieval Roman law studies in Europe. The novels, though less well known than the Codex and Digest, contributed to the shaping of canon law, especially in regulating family, inheritance, and ecclesiastical matters. Challenges in studying the novels. Studying the novels is more complicated than studying the Codex or Digest. Many texts exist only in Greek translations, some are fragmentary or known only through citations in later legal writings. Scholars must cross-reference sources, examine linguistic shifts, and understand the historical context to reconstruct Justinian's legislative intent. Despite these challenges, the novels are invaluable for understanding the Byzantine Empire's legal culture and the practical application of imperial authority.